Okay, so here is a screen from the ActiveState platform showing a Python project that we put together recently. You can see that we've got Flask, NumPy, and requests in there. And you can see that we're actually indicating that NumPy has a CVE related to it here. So I'm just going to wander into that one and see if that's one we actually need to worry about. So this is incomplete string comparison in the NumPy call. According to the vendor, this reported code behavior is completely harmless. So we can go ahead and ignore that one and not have to do any remediation for it. Once we built it, you can then see that we've actually built all of these things already, and they're in our cache. So if we look at, for example, build of NumPy, you can take a look at the logs that were produced in generating it. You can see that we start with our bare operating system. We then download our build script for building it. We then download all of the, so we download the source code from our repository, and then we download all of the patches that we apply, and then we'll go off and start to download things like Cython, which is a dependency for building NumPy. So basically we'll go off and get all the dependencies that are required in order to build it, and then we'll go off and build it. So you get a view of everything that we did in order to build each of those modules. You can see also that we've also built the Python core. So we go all the way down that far, and the Python core itself depends on things like readline, which is a C library, LZMA, and some of these other libraries as well, like FFI. And you can see that we built all of those from source as well. Once you've done that, you can then get our customer success team to generate a HAR for your package at a particular commit. That means at a specific point in time, you will have a guaranteed set of artifacts that relate to exactly the build that you did. And our HAR will then basically give you a PyPI compatible interface to looking at all of the Python wheels that we generated. Now, for example, we can take a look at Colorama here, and you can see that we've generated this wheel for Colorama. And wouldn't you know it, my JFrog login has timed out, but now you can see once you've actually generated the HAR for a particular project, we can then look to create a proxy of that in Artifactory, which then kind of downloads and stores the artifacts that the ActiveState platform build. So we're going to have a look at one of these here. All of our artifacts are relative to dl.activestate.com, which is our download server. So that's the one you put in for the URL when you're configuring a remote repository for a HAR. You can see that it's a PyPI style repository, which is how our HAR actually proxies those artifacts to you. We give you a PyPI compatible server, and you can see that we point at that URL to that server here, and you can see that it's got the name of our project in there, and then also a label which is specific to the timestamp at which that project was created. So that's how you go about setting it up, and then how do we go about using it? So here we have a container in which I've set up a basic installation of Python 3, and then configured it so that it can download from our Artifactory. So you can see here that I've just set up the pip.conf so that it contains the URL to our Artifactory. And then I should be able to do one of the artifacts from that particular build, which was, say, requests. And you can see that it's downloading the wheels and the dependencies for requests, which exist in the Python ecosystem. And you can see that it's downloading it from the Artifactory that we set up.